What's up, all my supernatural people? My name is Larissa, and welcome to the video of the day. So, this is actually a part two of a two-part video that I wasn't planning on splitting into two, but it just ended up, it was going to be too long if I just put it in one video. So, it will make a lot more sense if you watch the part one video first. It does start kind of abruptly in this video because, like I said, I kind of just chopped it in half because there definitely ended up being a good stopping point in the last video because this kind of goes into more detail about insulin resistance and diabetes in this section in regards to the topic I started talking about in the last video, which is sugar and if it's bad for you and just all of that. So I guess let's get into the rest of the video. I actually came from a past of being diagnosed with insulin resistance, which is pre-diabetes, and I will tell you right now that the actual cause of diabetes is excess saturated fat and cholesterol in your diet, not sugar. And that's because of how insulin resistance actually occurs. And it starts with having the excess saturated fat and cholesterol in your bloodstream. So when you're eating these animal products that contain saturated fat and cholesterol, when your body digests the foods and breaks them down and then puts them out into the bloodstream so that the nutrients can be distributed throughout the body, and the cells, they want to take in the sugar in the blood, and that's what they use for energy. But if the blood is all mucked up with all this saturated fat and cholesterol that is not designed to be in our bodies, it coats the outside of the cell, and that cell, it wants the sugar to get into the cell and to give it energy. And our bodies produce a hormone called insulin, and that's what helps bring the sugar into the cell. But because the cell is coated in all this excess fat, the sugar can't get into the cell. And so our body, triggers more insulin to be produced, and we have an overproduction of insulin, and it still is having a hard time getting the sugar into the cells for energy. So eventually, after years and years of an improper diet, our body eventually gives up and stops producing insulin altogether. And that's when diabetes occurs, is when that insulin, either very, very little or none at all is being produced anymore because our body just can't handle it. And since we clearly need the sugar in our diet for energy, it's not the sugar's fault. That's not why we have high blood sugar and diabetes and insulin resistance. We have these problems because our cells are coated in too much fat. And it's the same fat that causes, clogging of arteries that leads to heart disease and heart attacks. And these are all, caused by the same issue, which is consuming animal products and processed foods that are just loaded with oils and fats, and our bodies just don't know how to handle them. So hopefully you can see by consuming improper foods, we're clearly getting in the way of our body's natural process to extract energy from sugar and carbohydrates that is essential for us to have energy and survive and be healthy and happy, and that sugar is not the problem. These things like diabetes and heart disease and high blood sugar are completely reversible through proper diet and lifestyle. And I promise you, sugar really, truly does not make you fat. It does not. Like, if sugar made you fat, just based off of how I eat now, living primarily off of fruit, I would be obese, and I'm not. I am in the best shape of my life that I've ever been in, and I'm actually less active than I've ever been because when I was younger, I was an athlete. I still am active. It's important to be, but I don't need to over exercise to achieve a lean body like I used to have to. And I just eat mostly fruit, which is like pure sugar, but the good kind. And of course, I still eat, lots of vegetables and small amounts of nuts and seeds as well. I get all my macronutrients, but in the proper balance, which is known as 80-10-10, 80% of calories from carbohydrates, 10% from fat, and 10% from protein. And that's the way to achieve optimal health. It's as simple as that. Like, for people that are truly concerned about sugar making them fat, we should look at just the simple comparison of carbohydrates to fat versus how many calories are in each gram. So 1 gram of carbohydrates is only 4 calories, whereas 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. That's a huge difference. So think about how much that adds up. And if you know anything about nutrition, you should know that excess calories is what leads to weight gain. It's not necessarily just eating too much sugar, just eating too much fat, or just eating too much protein. It's just excess calories, just eating more than you burn. And yes, the source of the calories matters, but we can clearly see that the source of calories from fat adds up very quick. So if you're just consuming a lot of fat, you're doing this whole keto thing or whatever, or you're just eating a standard American diet, those calories are going to add up really, really fast. Then if you do a low-fat, plant-based diet, you can consume a lot of food and fuel your body, and you'll be getting way more nutrients per calorie because you're eating foods that's lower in calorie and nutrient dense if you're eating whole foods. So you're getting more nutrients for your body per calorie, and you can eat more and feel amazing and never feel restrictive about how much food you can eat, and you'll stay really lean and healthy. And plus the obvious point that fat is fat. It'll get stored as fat a lot easier than carbohydrates. Carbohydrates, like I said, their main purpose is to fuel our cells with energy. Of course, if you eat excess calories from carbohydrates, it may get stored as fat, but if you're active and you're not overeating, you're just going to use that for energy, and it won't get stored as fat as easily as fat will, because fat is fat. Carbs are energy. So, I mean, we need fat in our diet for other bodily functions, but we only need a small amount, and we can really easily overeat fat because of how many calories it contains and how little we need it. We just need it in small amounts. I now know that, as well as many others who have also had very much success on a healthy diet and lifestyle with a whole foods, plant-based diet, low in fat, high in carbs, able to reverse so much chronic illness and get in great shape. So it's really just what makes the most sense. So I hope this video was very helpful for you guys. I hope I've been able to help anyone out there who has still been afraid to, eat sugar, especially from fruit, because this is a real serious issue I see on a daily basis. So many people come to me and are so worried about gaining weight eating fruits and vegetables, and I'm always just like, no, please, fruits and vegetables are the healthiest foods you can eat. Please don't be afraid of them. Be afraid of animal products. You don't want those in your body. Be afraid of processed, nasty, disgusting foods that come from factories that can literally sit on a shelf for 20 years without going bad. Be afraid of those chemicals, but don't be afraid of fruits and vegetables. It's just common sense. But I understand why people are confused and afraid of the wrong things. It's not your fault. You've been lied to by industries that just want your money and don't want you to be healthy, because I'm sure they get some sort of kickback from pharmaceutical industry or whatever. I don't know the ties, but I'm sure there is something going on there. Otherwise, we wouldn't have as many health problems as we do in the world and have all this just terrible food pushed on us all the time, and there would be more solutions to health. So hopefully, that's what I'm here for, to hopefully be the solution for any of you out there. I got great health results from eating a plant-based diet from real food, and I eat carbohydrates as much as I want. I eat plenty of them, and I'm not afraid of sugar at all. So yeah, I'm just here to promote an abundance diet and mindset and lifestyle, and I hope that really inspires all of you to not be afraid of eating properly and eating enough and fueling your body. So if you like this video, give it a like, and check out the link in the description below for my free ebook out right now called 3 Secrets to Supernatural Health. I really hope that helps you out on your health journey. You can also find me on Instagram, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!